Welcome back, and let's head over to another part of our conversation. This time we're talking sports, the fallout of the, World Athletics Federation Championship that has just been concluded. And our correspondent joins us now. Austin Okonakpan joins us virtually from the United Kingdom. Hello, Austin. It's good to see you. Let's start with the good part, of course, the performance of our athletes, and congratulations to Toby Amusha there, who got us silver. But holistically, I would like you to, give us your thoughts on the performance of the athletes.
Sport greetings to you, Bukola. Good to see you also. Shout out to Jeffrey and Kayode. Yeah, I'm glad we're starting with the good part. Toby Express. What can we do without Toby Amuson, and she really wanted a gold medal so bad because of what happened at the Olympics when she didn't make it to the final. She had to push. She saw the final push right there. She carried everything, to try to see if she could make it, but no. The lady from Switzerland, an underdog at that, had to get it. But it's all love. It's a gold and silver for her because she's been through so much. When you come from a country that is just so big on competitions, they just tell you go out there and compete, and we're not doing those things that you need to compete, favorably, then it's so difficult. Remember the viral video she made, that alone, it's enough mental stress to not even qualify for the finals. But that's what we keep saying about us being Nigeria and the resilience that we've got to go out there to get it done. But that said, we've gotten this medal now, and Bukola, everybody will start talking and saying all is well. All is well. There's so much problems, and we need to fix it. We need to go away from consuming, which is just going to competition to compete, and start producing. Get into proper production of athletes, build back home, and see ways that in the long term we start, winning again.
I know. I will allow you to continue in that trail of thought, because I know you've been big on. I don't know why we are still on when it comes to sports. So to a good extent, we still seem to be importing talents. But what do you think is the problem here? I know that the other systems have those collegiate systems where these people can be groomed. They have access to a lot of things that our athletes here don't have. So incentives may be difficult with Sarah Philly trying to change allegiance to another country. So what do you think, in your view? Where do we start from? Is it the federations? Is it policy? Is it the talent? Help us unpack in layers, and maybe you can touch on everybody.
Jeffrey, the leadership. Everything rises and falls on leadership. What are the people administrating athletics in Nigeria? What's their qualification? What's their experience? What's their passion? Are they there? Are they reformers? Are they people who just want to have that role and have it going? That's the problem. I was speaking to Sheyi Olofinjano, last night, former Super Eagles player, and he said, Austin, the culture, our winning culture, what is it? Have we identified it? Because, Jeffrey, back in the days, we were big on the academicals. It produces talent. We were big on school sports. It produces talent. So you go back to the likes of Mary Oriali, Falila, Togunkoya, Chidi Imo. If you go back to Adenike Olopade, they go back to Olusoji Fashoba, who, by the way, the last time we were in the finals was in 2007, and it was Olusoji Fashoba. So this time that a man got to the final through, what's his name again, the guy from the collegiate system, that makes it 18 years. 18 years that we are making it to the final. It's really, really, really tough. I still remember Koinsola getting to the final, this time in Tokyo. So it goes to tell us that we're not building. We need to pause. I like what Shehu Diko and Bukola Olopade seem to be doing, but I keep charging them. It goes beyond words. They say we need to reset and refocus. I'm not saying it, because it starts with the federations. I've said it over and over again. If you like, give us Jesus Christ to lead sports in Nigeria. You see those federation presidents, if you keep carrying a carpenter to go and do the work of a surgeon, you are going to kill a lot of people. So that federation, they must put people who have the will, who have the qualification, who are passionate. Our own NF Yokudobog is transforming athletics in Saudi Arabia. because we will not just put the right people to run things back home. That's the problem, Jeffrey. So until we start saying, look, scatter everything and start again. That back in the day, we had this talent, homegrown talent at home. Why are we not getting it now? Because if we keep depending on these foreign guys, our administrators will not work. We're seeing it with football. We're seeing it with athletics. They'll say, oh, they're abroad where the structures are there. The system is working. We'll just go and poach them. And since those ones cannot run or compete for that country where they are, then they'll come to Nigeria. Jeffrey, they keep doing that. How are we going to build back home?
Austin, conversations with you around sports is always thought-provoking. I don't know if we should consider also appointing you to one of those positions and see how far you go. But yes, it's great to see Kanyinsola Ajayi getting into the final. Good to see Tobi Amusan winning silver. I mean, great to see her win gold, as you said. If this competition lasts until 21st, perhaps there could be something or not. But obviously, we need a lot of work to be done back home. What you've covered sports in Nigeria for a long time, a very long time. I remember 10 years plus ago, still in the trenches in that sense, and the messaging still remains the same. It's almost like the same issues have been dogging the sports sector, athletics, and the rest. Is it a matter of us just treating it like how we treat every other thing, politics, so man no man, this person worked for the government, or this person is from this region, so let's appoint him. At least it makes our government look good and we get the vote. What is at the heart of decision making in government? So maybe if we speak to it, they can begin to look inwards and say, oh, this is what we've been doing, it's not working, let's change it.
That's right, Kyle. They have said it that for sports in Nigeria to work, the presidency must be involved. That's why when they scrapped the Ministry of Youth and Sports Development, I was so happy. Because someone even told me recently that in Pidgin, if you translate Ministry of Youth and Sports, it is Ministry of Small Picking and Play. So we still treat sports as play. We still treat it as leisure until the presidency says, let's sit down, see what small Rwanda is doing with sports and tourism. When you look at Arsenal Stadium, you see where Visit Rwanda. Kagame is not playing with sports in Rwanda. It is his business. And if you take a look at South Africa also, you could tell that they are not joking. It's about 70-30 government-private partnership, but the government creates the conducive environment for sports to be business. They've got Patrice Motsepe, who is CAF president, who owns a football club, who understands business, is a core businessman. It's like our Aliko Dangote. That's the people, those are the kind of persons running sports. And that's why it's a big deal. So, Kayode, the presidency must show interest. They've started by having the National Sports Commission, that the president can call Shehu Diko, sit him down and say, what are we doing with our sports? But I said they need to do more. For instance, we are bidding to host the Commonwealth Games, I think in 2030 or so. And I know they will come to the United Kingdom next week to do a presentation. How big is the presidency on that? And if they are big, how true are we to ourselves that we cannot host it because we do not have, number one, the infrastructure? We might have the people to annex them because we don't want to get things done. We will do it, Kayode, but do we do it well? I speak to Shehu Diko and Bukola Olopade a lot. There are persons who have played in our sports circle, who understand who can make a change. But can they influence sports in Akwa Ibom, in Osun State, in Adamawa, in Taraba? You see what I'm saying? But if the president tells governors, hey, let's sit up. We have a 10-year plan that every state should give us a world champion. And the only way you do it will make sure that you have proper sporting arenas, you have qualified coaches, you have kids who are willing to do sports. You won't just talk to the kids, you talk to their parents to understand that it's holistic, it's 360 degrees. You understand what they're doing, you put sports into the curriculum in schools, so that when that child who wants to do sports is doing it, is made to not look at him as a play child who does not love book. Kayode, can you see that it's a lot of work And it's not just something that will just get up and get it done. But because we want to just compete, let's qualify and compete. You listen to Paul Ogazi. Ogazi said he had an injury, but then the officials told him, just go and compete now. Just go. And the boy went and he didn't do well. Because somebody must justify his ESTA code and why he went to Tokyo. But you see, when you look at the other guys and what they are doing, you will understand that look at Jibunchi, the lady that won. She's been a 7-year program for Switzerland.
Yeah, awesome.
We're thinking this is a today's problem. Olusoji Fashuba, Kayode, suffered kids problem in 2007. And Muson still suffered it in 2025.
Yeah. Austin, quite a lot, a lot of gray areas. And thank you for bringing all of the issues to light. And I'm glad we're beginning to talk about the elephant in the room gradually. But when you talk about government effort, some would say we're beginning to see it with, State Sports Festival and the premium placed on reward for effort. But from all of these issues, it appears as if there's still a lot more to be done. Speaking of which, the video done by Toby Amushan, gave us an insight into what exactly is happening. You are a well-traveled sports correspondent. Give us a sense of what exactly should be in the kit of a Nigerian athlete or any athlete, of international standing at that level, vis-a-vis the explanation put out by the Athletic Federation of Nigeria with regards to Toby Amushan's complaints.
I wouldn't, list them, completely because I don't wear them. But I know you must have your tracksuits. So I went to see this is what the Nigeria Football Federation wears for the Super Eagles. You have your joggers. She complained about tights. You must, of course, have the shoes. But this cannot just do it for an elite athlete, Bukola. Just this package, like what you are giving to somebody who came to visit the AFN president in his eye, said, take a souvenir. And that was why she had to do it, because it's disrespectful. But if you go and check now, some of those guys, they will have a big of more than 50 of these outfits that they're not going to wear. She wasn't just talking about what was in that package. She was also talking about the quality of the material. But of course, the AFN, they always have excuses. They said the package was stuck in transit, that it didn't get to Tokyo on time. And this is what we are still saying, Bukola. Why always us? When we are going for something major, something must happen. The Super Falcons did not get their training kits. Till the final day, training kits did not come. Oh, there were cargo issues, there were these. That's why I'm saying, let's take our mindsets off competing and give attention to planning and organizing. Have a will that there must be so much work that goes into a process. I keep saying it on my show, and I tell administrators that 70% of winning is done side, the football field, the basketball court, the tracks, the field. It is your planning. You will see it, you will visualize it. Usain Bolt was a 10-year project, and when it came, boom, the world felt something that they have never seen before. Lionel Messi was kicking football at 7. He's still kicking. Cristiano Ronaldo at 5. He's still kicking. There's longevity in place when you plan properly. But you see, great minute, for instance, I'm not coming out to, destroy anyone's business. If you see the kits maker, even the athletes, they're surprised. Oh, who is this one again? Because at the Olympics, don't forget, we had 2. That was a huge controversy. That who is the major kits maker for Nigeria? It tells you it's terrible planning. So, Bukola, until we get all of those done properly, Enefio Kudobong, our own group Enefio, he showed us the kit for Saudi Arabia. He brought a proper suitcase and was counting out. It was more than 20, Bukola. I cannot start explaining what was in that box, but it shows you that when you give this to an athlete, the athlete knows that, yeah, that's dignity right there. You're representing a country.
And we must do better, reading the report about Ophili switching allegiances to Turkey because of poor treatment. So we must do better, not just by our athletes, but by all other, sportsmen in other sports value chain. We must thank you very much, Austin Okunakpan. Always a delight having you talk sports.
I'm sorry, I would have loved to just come and say, oh, we won, and we're going to win more, but all the time. And you see, until we solve these problems, Bukola, there will remain problems.
Yeah, against all odds, we hope for more wins to celebrate in the future. Austin Okunakpan is our sports correspondent. Thank you for coming through on this one.
Thank you, Bukola. Thank you.